name is Dara. I'm a physical therapist as well as a strength coach and yogi. So join me. This is 30 minutes, all levels. I'm going to give you guys some injury prevention tips, some help if you've got some lower back issues, if you're just struggling to do your core work, if you just want more strength in your abs. This class is for you. Join me. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live class every week, every Friday. Join me for core class, 30 minutes. We're going to start off in standing with a little bit of just an easy yoga warm-up just to get the body moving. Then we're going to take it down onto the floor. 3 moves, 3 advanced moves, but I will show you options to modify. Listen to your body. That is always going to be my suggestion to you for my class. For any class, modify as needed, but I will show you some ideas and options. So let's get started in standing. We're going to warm up. Weights are optional. If you've got weights or mini bands, you can bring them for the core work. Totally optional. Come to the back of your mat. Let's just warm up. Nice, easy yoga, vinyasa warm up. You do not need to be good at yoga to get the benefit of some nice, easy mobility. Just waking up our body, get things moving, reach to the sky. Think about your posture here. Tall spine, think about crown of the head to the ceiling. So tuck that chin in a little bit, ears over shoulders. Inhale, lengthen, root your feet into the ground, really plant yourself, and then get some length in your spine, just taking it nice and easy through this first round. Nice and slow, nice and easy. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down. Knees are soft. Give your back some nice protection here. Keep it nice and easy, mellow first round. Shake the arms out, shake the head out. Just checking in, how is everything feeling? Shake it out. Relieving any tension in the lower back. Hold it here for one more breath. And then on your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Straighten out the knees, get a nice stretch here. Now, if this doesn't feel great on your back, you can keep the knees nice and bent. I want you to keep your abs engaged. So nice hinge at the hips. Nice stretch in the hammies. Abs are on, chin is tucked in. Hold it for one breath. This is your hip hinge, your deadlift. Hold it here. And then bring your hands down, step back into plank. Again, we're starting off really slowly in our first round. Hands over, underneath the shoulders, really stack everything aligned. Tuck the chin in, abs are braced. Hold one breath, push away from the mat. And then exhale, knees down, slowly lower elbows close to your sides. Nice and controlled, open the chest up, not rounding in the shoulders. Uncurl your toes. Push yourself up into a little baby cobra, little baby, easy spine extension. This should feel nice on the lower back, not pinchy, just like a nice stretch. Brace with your abs just a little bit to support your lower back. And then I want you to pull those shoulder blades down your back. Engage those big, strong lat muscles. That's gonna help to support that lower back. Hold it here for one breath. And then exhale back down, nice and easy. That is it. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. That is our entire flow. We're gonna go through that 2 more times. We'll speed it up. But let's just hang out in downward dog for a second. Pushing away from the mat. Drive your booty up way high to the sky. Get a nice stretch in your hamstrings and then pedal your feet. Give your calf and ankles a nice little stretch. I really like downward dog for my runners, my cyclists, anybody who's got tight calves, tight ankles. Pedal those feet. Keep the breath going. We're going to go through this 2 more times. So nothing crazy. This is just our easy yoga warm-up, and then we'll get into that core series. A little bit of lower back at the end today, too. So we'll get in a little bit of everything today. Walk your hands back to your feet. Let's do this again. Slowly rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Again, mobility. We want supple joints as well as strong muscles. Inhale. Reach to the sky, round 2. Lengthen, crown of the head to the ceiling, ears over shoulders. Root the feet into the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the arms all the way down. Knees are soft. Protect the lower back. Shake it out. Release any tension. Again, modifying as needed. This should always feel nice on the lower back. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Straighten out the knees if you want more of a stretch in your hamstrings. This is your hinge, your hip hinge. We'll get into a little bit of a squat to finish out our warm-up. Hold it here, 1 breath. Tuck the chin. Engage the back. And the hands come down, plank. Great way to strengthen your upper body is those planks and those push-ups. We will finish with a little bit more in our warm-up. Your upper body is still a part of your core. Keep it strong and engaged. 1 breath here. And then you can exhale, bring the knees down or come all the way down with control. Try to go as slow as you can. Work that upper body strength, right? Push yourself all the way up into up dog if it feels comfortable. Right? If this doesn't feel great on the spine, it feels like it's just pinchy in the lower back, keep it low, right? Again, I'm still thinking about pulling my shoulder blades down the back. Those big muscles in your back, those lats, that's gonna help to protect that lower back, stabilize, make that lower back nice and stable and strong. Pull them down, open the chest, 1 breath. And then exhale back down with control. Push yourself back downward facing dog, getting our arms warmed up as well as our hips. Pedal your feet. Again, ankle mobility. Your feet and ankle, that is your base of support. Everything up the chain relies on that mobility and strength. Knees, hips, back, etc. Work those feet. Pedal the feet. Last time through, then we're moving on. I want to squeeze in some planks into our warm-up. Walk your hands back to your feet. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Again, articulate through your spine. Move. The entire spine needs to move, right? Last time through. Inhale, reach to the sky. Speed it up a little bit. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe it out. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back. Hands come down, plank. We have more planks coming up. Hold one breath. Exhale, lower however you want with control. Elbows in. Up dog or cobra. This should feel nice on the lower back, not pinchy. Engage your lats. Exhale, back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. We're moving on. We're gonna do a little bit of an inchworm into plank. Why? Because we can open up our hips with that. We can get a little bit more upper body. Again, remember, this upper body, that's your posture, that is your upper core. It's not just abs. We need good posture, upper body strength. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come to the back of your mat. Again, so give yourself a nice wide stance here. So we're gonna inchworm, you're gonna walk out into plank and then walk back. Now if you wanna add on more, you can add in a push-up, totally optional. I always say add in some push-ups, add in some calisthenics, some body weight work. Why? Because it's just an easy thing to do at home, right? This is if you don't have a gym. So I'm gonna give myself a nice wide stance, the width of my mat, right? If you've got tight hips, give yourself some space, give those hips space. Inhale, reach to the sky, lengthen. Nice tall spine. And then exhale, walk it out. My back is flat here. That's why I'm giving my feet nice wide stance. Walk out, da, 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 da. Plank. So that's it. And then walk yourself back. Now I want you to start here and finish with that flat back. So that's why I want you to give yourself all this space in the hips so that you don't look like this guy, right? Here. Get nice and deep. Open up those hips, walk it out, and then walk it back. Now, if you want to add a push-up, I always tell people, do one. Humor me, right? Do one push-up, do it for yourself. You can do bent knee push-up, wall push-up, whatever. Great way to just add a little bit of upper body. So let's finish out our warm-up here with our inchworms to our planks, warming up the hips, warming up the ankles, warming up the shoulders, warming up the upper body. Get our heart rate up just a little bit. We'll finish with one more move just to kind of open up the back. And then we have our series of 3 moves today. Last class, we did a lot of glutes. Today, we're gonna just do a little bit more deep core, right? Lower abdominals, deep core, challenging work, but I'll show you guys options. Let's do 2 more just like this. Walk it out. Again, modify as needed if you're like, oh, my wrists don't like this, blah, blah, blah. Just modify. You can always come into a child's pose. You can always do some other stretch. Last time. Meet me on the mat. All right, we should be getting the heart rate up a little bit. Let's finish with a little bit back openers here. So thread the needle, right? So most people, this feels pretty good. You can always modify as needed. I'm gonna reach up to the sky and through, exhale. So kind of this upper back, mid back mobility. Inhale, open the rib cage, exhale, breathe it through. If this doesn't feel great on your shoulder, you can always modify here. Right? So just listen to your body. If this feels good, really go for some rotation. Open the rib cage, open the chest, get some nice thoracic spine. That is your mid-back mobility. That is the gateway between your neck and your lower back. So whether you've got neck problems, lower back problems, whatever, or you just want to be more fluid and supple in the spine, this is that mid-back. Work it, loosen it up. One more here, and let's do the same thing other side. Same thing, inhale, reach to the sky and through. I give a lot of this type of stuff to my neck and shoulder patients as well. Again, you need this mobility in that back for that shoulder to move nicely and as well that head to be sitting in that nice posture, right? Mid-back. Reach through. Last few here, and then we're gonna get into that core series. Pretty challenging today, but I will show you guys some options. One more, let's do one more. All right, rotation, beautiful. All right, let's come on to our back. So speaking of rotation, we have a V-up. Alternating leg V-up is gonna be our first move. Then we've got some lower abdominals, reverse crunch, and then we've got a hollow body hold, one of my favorites. Challenging, but I love them. So today's a little bit challenging. I'm gonna show you guys some options. So alternating arm and leg is gonna come up and meet to the middle. That's our first move, right? Now if this is too much stress, or you're feeling fatigued, you can always turn it into a little bit more of a bicycle, right? So a little bit of obliques, rotational work. We just finished with that thread the needle, rotation. Let's get a little bit more here. So again, option for here, exhale on the up. I want you to think about keeping that lower back pressed down as the legs go down. So that's gonna be my main cue to you today. Exhale up, keep the lower back pressed firmly as the legs lower. So in other words, I don't want this arching. That ain't it. Keep that lower back supported, controlled. That's why we're doing a lot of this, really supporting that lower back. Not only maybe we're just trying to get more ab strength, more ab definition, whatever, but also protect your spine, core stability and strength. So press that lower back down as my legs go down. I'm not arching the back, right? Use the breath. The breath is part of your diaphragm, that is part of your core. Keep that engaged. So this is round one, exercise one. We've got 3 rounds, 3 moves, breathe. Again, modification here. Here. You can also just do bicycle crunches if you want, right? We have a reverse crunch next. So that's gonna be our next move, and I will show you options for that reverse crunch. You can do a full body crunch, you do kind of a halfway. I'll show you guys some options. Reaching across, really going across to the outside of that knee. Let's do a few more, nice long set. Our first round, I always like to go long, really get into the move. What am I feeling? What am I targeting? Obliques. Last few, 4 more. Reach, 3, 2, 1. Relax, knees are bent. Level 1 for this reverse crunch is you can just do the squeeze and tap. Deep, deep abdominal, lower abdominal, pelvic floor, squeeze and lift. Harder, scoop. Scoop hardest, full body, up with your upper body, right? So you guys decide. So level 1, I'm just staying nice and controlled. Again, I want you to think as the legs get away from you, so as you lower, lower back stays pressed down. That is the theme of the day. The number one thing that I have to cue for my patients, PT, maintain that lower back pressed down. So hands here, I don't love that. I feel like it's a little bit cheating. I would really prefer that you think about elevating your head up and pressing the rib cage down to keep that lower back pressed firmly. This is hard, right? The lower you go and the longer you go and the heavier your leg is, the harder it is. So just really be listening to your body, right? I care most that right here, after you exhale, you squeeze, you lift, this is staying pressed down, controlled. It's so much better to do these correctly and do maybe a simpler version at first than to do the sloppy other version. Then your back is hurting and then you're like, darn, my back is sore. That is not the goal of core work, right? That you come out of class and all you feel is your lower back, right? Exhale, lift. Add that crunch. If you can't do this, you could also just do the crunch today. You're like, you know what, Dara? I feel like doing that today. I just want to do some crunches. Great. We're just trying to connect. Use the breath. Exhale. Let's do a few more, whichever version you're doing. Exhale, squeeze. 4 more. 3, 2, we have a hold next. Last one. And rest, shake the legs out. So hollow body hold, pretty challenging move, right? 30 seconds. I'm going to show you guys options. Again, this is stability. This is the core stability part, deep core. Level 1 is going to be in our Pilates hundreds position. Level 2, level 3. Again, what am I going to cue you on? Keeping that lower back pressed down. right? That is the main goal, whichever one you pick. Let's start in 3, 2, 1, and hold it. Again, we want our core, this is 30 seconds. We want to get a little bit of strength, right? A little bit of rotational work, a little bit of strength, a little bit of pelvic floor, lower abdominal, deep abdominal, a little bit of hold, a little bit of movement. That is full, well-rounded core, right? We don't just want to do the same moves over and over and over. Keep holding. We're almost done, guys. Keep holding. In 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, and 1. Whew. All right, round 2, V-ups. You decide which one you want to do. Exhaling, meet at the center, reaching across, right? I'm gonna have my hand behind my head, give my neck a little bit of support today. Keep that chin tucked in. Breathing across, across. You can do both arms. Again, if you have the weights, I haven't used the weights a bunch this week. Next week, we'll probably be doing a lot more with our glute work or our Russian twists. But again, you could have a weight here as well and reach. You got some options. Lift the head up for most of these if you can. Really get more out of that crunch. So if you're just here with the legs, totally fine, but much easier, right? So try to integrate in getting those shoulders off the mat. Even if your head is supported with your hand. Round 2, we've got our reverse crunch next. Speeding through it, I'm gonna try to squeeze in a little bit of lower back, easy muscle activation after this series. So let's get this done. Last few. Here. Lower back is pressed down in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Reverse crunch. Whichever version you are doing, stay focused. Exhale, squeeze deep, pelvic floor, and then tap. Or scoop, right? So you decide. Again, if you want to add that upper. And if you want to just do the knee to elbow, little crunch, you can do that as well. Focus on the breath. Exhale. Right? That is part of that deep core. Breathing, really breathing. When I tell people to breathe, I want to hear it. Right? That should be that deep breath work coming. That's going to help stabilize you and support you. Right? Belly breathing. Exhale, lift. And scoop. Crunch. Any variation works for you. It is your class. I am just your guide. Let's do a few more here. 4 more. Squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Hollow body hold. 30 seconds. Get ready. In 3, in 2. Lower back is pressed down. Set yourself up and hold. 30 seconds. Little C curve, right? It should look like this little C curve. Higher, easier. Lower, harder. We got about 10 more seconds, guys. Keep holding. Then we've got 1 more round. Almost done. Eyes on the prize. Let's finish this off in 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Last round, guys. I see the finish line. We're gonna do a little bit of lower back after this. Let's stay focused, pressing the rib cage down first. Lower back is pressed down. Last time through, whichever version of these you're doing, reach. Get some nice rotation. Maybe we add some speed to this last round, right? You can always play with tempo. Right? So maybe you go slower, maybe you go faster. You guys have options, right? So it doesn't mean that we need to do all these crazy jumping off Bosu balls and weird things to get really good, efficient, effective core work. But you do want to add a little bit of variety, right? So you can add heavier weights, you can add some speed, you can go slower, some holds, some static movement and dynamic, right? So just some ideas here. So let's go a little bit faster. Last round. Across, exhale. Lower back is still, we're not compromising our form. My lower back is still pressed down. Let's do our last few here. 4 more. Reach, 3 more. Reach, 2 more. Last set. Beautiful, done with that. Reverse crunch. Squeeze, rib cage comes down and tap. Whichever version you're doing, or lower, or head up. I really like to do these kind of like this with my head elevated. Just locks me into place a little bit. You can also do that full body. Crunch. Exhale. 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 Last few here. Maybe speed it up a little bit. It's not a little bit of speed, why not? Got our hollow body hold last. Let's really get the most out of these. Exhale. Exhale. Last few. 4 more. In 4. In 3, 2, 1. Relax. Hollow body hold last time. Then we're going to flip it over as soon as we're done, and we'll get into that lower back strength. Get ready. Press the rib cage down. Set yourself up for success. 30 seconds, whichever version you're doing. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and hold it. 30 seconds. Chin is tucked in. Lower back is glued to the freaking floor, right? You decide. Again, if you've got a heavier arm and leg, it's going to be harder. Keep holding. 10 seconds here, almost done. As soon as we're done, we're going to turn it right over onto our belly. In 3, in 2, and 1. Turn it over. The hard part is done. Let's get into a little bit of lower back. Easy peasy. So again, muscle activation, just keeping that whole back of the body, that posterior chain, lower back, back of the shoulders, glutes, everything activated, right? We spend all of our day leaning over things, hunching over things. Gravity is driving us forward. So let's activate everything on the back side of the body. Opposite arm and leg reaches, lengthen, hold for 2, and then lower. Wake everything up on the back side of your body. Tuck the chin in. Tuck your tailbone under just a tiny bit. Bring those abs on just a little bit as you hold, and then lower. I want you to think about reaching to opposite ends of the room. Lengthen through the spine. We're not just lifting, we're lengthening, and lower. Wake everything up. Your glutes, back of the shoulders, lower back, calf, back of the neck, tuck the chin in, and lower. Easy. Easy extension of the spine. Our spine needs to move in all directions, right? We spend so much of our day just hunched and flexed. So let's give our back some extension. We had a little bit of rotation in the beginning of class. That warm up or thread the needle move. A little bit of nice rotation for the spine. Now we're getting some extension. We just want these joints to be supple. Right? Your joints need to move. They become nourished by movement. That's how you get lubrication in and out of the joint space to keep those joints healthy for the rest of your life. And then muscles, guess what? The muscles protect those joints as well. So you need both. You want the strength, you want the mobility, happy, healthy bodies, lift and hold. We are almost done here. Let's do 2 more, and then we're just going to hold it for a nice 10 count. 1 more time. And then I want you to bring arms and legs up, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, lift and hold for 10. 9, 8, 7. Pull the shoulders down your back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your arms at your sides, W position. Same thing, just gonna activate a little bit more of that mid-back. So you're gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together, legs are gonna come up, tuck the chin, lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, put the shoulders out of your ears, pull them down, 6, 5, 4, squeeze your booty, 3, 2, 1, arms low, pull those shoulder blades down your back, lats, engage, squeeze. We're gonna do that same thing, peeling those shoulder blades down the back. Hold for 10, 9, chest is off the mat, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sink back into child's pose. Knees, give your hips some space. Bring the knees nice and wide. Sink back into child's pose. If this doesn't feel great on the back, then you can just come onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. We're gonna be there in just a second. If you like child's pose, nice. I love this pose. If it's feeling good on your body, it's a great way to stretch out your hips and lower back and your arms and your lats, those big back muscles that we strengthened. We need supple joints. We need things to move. We need nice mobility as well as strength. So it's not one or the other. I want strong lats or flexible lats or strong glutes or flexible hips. You need both, right? Come onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Speaking of glutes, let's stretch. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock them side to side. Give your lower back a nice little easy massage. This should just feel nice. Nice and mellow on the lower back. Rock side to side. Extend that left leg long. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Roll the ankles and the toes around. Happy, healthy feet. Again, base of support. Keep those feet strong and healthy, resilient. You're going to need them for the rest of your life. Your knees will stay happy if you have good feet. So will your hips. So will your back. Roll the hips around. Speaking of hips, lubricate that hip joint. Roll it around, roll around, roll around. Notice any sticky spots. Again, sometimes we do this mobility work just to kind of check in with our body, right? So I'm always telling my patients, just see how everything's feeling. What's left and right side feeling? How is your hip? How's your back? How are your knees, etc. Bring that knee across your body. Find the position where it feels like it's a good stretch on your glutes, maybe lower back. So if you want to rotate more off the mat, again, everyone's going to look different doing this. So you find the position that feels right to you. Extend out that arm. Just give your chest and shoulder a nice little stretch. We'll finish with this side. We'll hit the other side, and then that is it for today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to get notifications for live class every week. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Come back to center, figure 4 stretch, right side. Getting into that hip, stretch it out, reach through for thread the needle if that feels good. Little hip opener here. Roll the shoulders. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, unwrap that right leg, shake it out, hug that left knee into your chest, give it a good squeeze. Roll the hip around. Again, just getting into that hip joint, loosening it up, just noticing any tension anywhere. Rolling that hip around. And then with your right hand, bring that knee across the body. Again, finding that position that just feels right on your body. It may look different, feel different on you, right? Find that position that just feels good. Like it's a good hip stretch, lower back. Open that left arm out. Opening up that chest, that shoulder, that thoracic spine we talked about a little bit. Rib cage, getting all that nice movement in that upper back as well as this hip. Breathe into that whole left side. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Releasing any tension in the neck, in the jaw, in the shoulders, anywhere you feel it. Come back to center, figure 4, or thread the needle, or pigeon pose. Any stretch, hip opener that feels good, up to you. Modify, add in as needed. Roll the shoulders, We are almost done. We have one more move after this, and that is it for today. Let's just finish class, just focusing on posture, that nice tall spine that we started off class with. I always like to finish with that and start with that. Just so you guys take that reminder with you through the rest of your day. It's not about perfect posture, it's just alignment. Just thinking about it, getting it into your subconscious. Unwrap this left leg. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Roll yourself onto your side. Come into seated. Let's think about nice alignment and posture, right? It's not about perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. Nobody is perfect. Sitting however you want. You don't need to sit like this. Think about ears over shoulders. That is alignment. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Tucking that chin in a little bit for most of us. It's going to give us that tall spine, nice tall posture. Inhale, reach to the sky. Lengthen, get some length, get some length. Exhale it out. One more time, tuck the chin, crown of the head to the ceiling. Elongate through the spine. Inhale, reach. And then exhale it out. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. Subscribe to the channel. I hope you get something good out of class. I will see you guys next time. Take care of your bodies, please. See you guys later.